All right, let's take a moment to quickly go over what happened this weekend in the NFL. We had two conference title games, and honestly, they were both good. They were different, really different. The first game, I guess, would what a battle of attrition. I don't know, man. Jarrett Stidham versus Drake May. Neither with any type of championship experience. Neither guy has really been to these types of big games as the lead guy. I think a lot of people probably felt very strongly that the Patriots were going to win this game, and they probably thought they would run away with it. I thought it was going to stay a competitive game, and it did. But there were certain things about this game that we knew just couldn't happen for the Broncos to have a chance. I felt like if Stidham played within himself and the Broncos called a good game and they executed perfectly in everything except Stidham, they had a chance. And they did. On one mistake, there was one turnover that costed them the difference of this game, in my opinion. The game ended 10-7. There was very little offense on either side. I think between both teams, maybe, 180 yards, 200 yards of total offense. I guess the Patriots got to running the ball decent in the second half, right? So they were able to possess it. They didn't do a great job in the first half, but really that was the difference. It was the Patriots were able to just possess the ball, and the Broncos, they didn't do much of anything. The time of possession discrepancy was notable to the Patriots. The fumble that was lost for the Broncos, they just couldn't generate any offense, the Broncos. And I know a lot of people are going to talk about the Broncos passing up on the chance to get the points, going for it instead of going for the field goal. And that's valid. That's true. But I think what Sean Payton was probably thinking is, I got to do something to create some separation between me and these guys because eventually they're going to get it going. So I think that was kind of how he was operating, and I think that's why he did that. And ultimately, it turned out to be a mistake. So that game, you look at the elements, it started to snow in the second half, very quickly. Field conditions deteriorated, and then life just got so much harder. I mean, things already stacked up against Jarrett Stidham. You had snow into the mix. I mean, timing was off. You could tell it wasn't there with the receivers. They never really established the run game, so that made life harder on him. Honestly, the Patriots, they didn't look great offensively. Drake May didn't look good. I don't think he threw for a TD. I think they rushed a TD, right? It was a rushing TD. So it's not like you could say, oh, he really outplayed Jarrett Stidham, which is concerning. And actually, I don't think Drake May was great in the last game either. I don't know. I have to go back and look, but that sticks out in my mind. He hasn't really played well. So I don't know how good I feel about the Patriots. I do think that if Bo Nix was playing in this game, I think the Broncos win this game. So yeah, the TD came on a Drake May rushing TD. Okay, so yeah, 10-7. Somebody had to win the game, right? So that puts the Patriots, the New England Patriots, back in the Super Bowl, but without Tom Brady this time. Is with Mike Vrabel and Drake May. And the defense is very good. The Patriots' defense is good. The Broncos' defense is better. Their offense just couldn't get things going. So Patriots will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. And then to kind of take this thing home, this was the game. This game was amazing. It was back and forth. It was a lot of fun to watch. I very much enjoyed it. It was back and forth. There were a ton of points. I think the most important thing from this one, I would say, is the fact that the Seahawks just found a way to kind of get the stop at the end, right? The Rams ran out of time is what it boiled down to. They had to use their timeouts. They couldn't get the stops. They couldn't get the defense off the field. And the Seahawks ended up marching down a little bit, converting some runs. There was a passing down that ended up getting a first down. They just ran out of time, and they didn't have timeouts. But it was an exciting game. The second half was a lot of fun. The third quarter had points. The fourth quarter had the stops. Things had to tighten up. But, I thought the Rams did a nice job of getting some things going early on, up until about the fourth quarter. And man, shout out to Sam Darnold. Didn't play outside of himself, didn't make mistakes. I think he had 3 passing TDs. He threw for 346 yards. Those numbers are good enough to match Matt Stafford. And I'm not saying that Sam Darnold's better than Matt Stafford. And that doesn't really matter, and it's not the point. The point is they needed Sam Darnold to do certain things, and he delivered. You know, Kenneth Walker ran the ball decent. Tough yards. Jackson Smith and Jigba was phenomenal, unstoppable. I could say the same thing about Puka Nacua. A really costly drop by Parkinson near the end of the fourth quarter. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. I thought he was going to be scoring on that. That changes the complexity of the game. If you think about it, I think the Rams were down 4, right? And that happens, forcing the 4th down. If they score there, you know, they go up 3. Now the Seahawks and Sam Darnold have to go back and score, right? And it's not the Rams having to call timeout necessarily. A game of inches is an understatement. This one was really exciting. Stafford and Darnold, enamored us with this game. It was phenomenal. It was great. I enjoyed it. Kind of disappointed. I kind of wanted to see the Rams in the Super Bowl for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it was the Stafford effect. I don't know. But I think the right team is in the Super Bowl. I do think the Seahawks are the best team in the NFL. I didn't believe in them early. I think over the course of the season, it became glaringly obvious their defense is really good. That is a special defense. That's a skilled defense. That's a tough defense. It's a hard-hitting defense. It's a fast defense. It's a resilient defense. Every complimentary thing you could say about a defense, they possess all those traits. Just a little bit better than the Rams. Not that Sam Darnold's better than Matt Stafford, but with the game flow and the way it went, he did play very well. You know, they were able to run the ball decent. The defense made their stand. And I feel very strongly that the Seahawks are going to win the Super Bowl. I'm going to talk more about that in another video. But the right teams are in the Super Bowl. Right? The Patriots, the Seahawks. And I think it's pretty clear. The Seahawks are the best team in the NFL, man. Wow, Sam Darnold, who would have thought? Anyways, let me know what you guys thought of the games. Do you guys think the right teams are in the Super Bowl? What do you think about the performances in these championship games? I know, crazy, Sam Darnold. Everybody thought he'd turn into a pumpkin, and here he is, man. And, you know, I nailed my predictions. It kind of happened the way I thought it would. But man, that was exciting. I hope the Super Bowl is as good as the NFC championship game was. Hopefully Drake May can show up and play a good game. But anyways, that was the championship games. Let me know what you guys saw, who you want to win in the Super Bowl. You can drop me those comments.